Welcome back to Buzz Recaps. Today, I will explain a romantic drama film released in 2012. Before moving ahead, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. The movie begins in the 1960s when Sofia is happily living with her parents in an Italian village. Sofia's father was a tailor, and everyone in the town knew his family well. However, suddenly, one day, Sofia's father's health started deteriorating, and he died in his wife's arms. After her death, people began looking at Rosetta and her shop, and the lawyer told her that the house and the shop were named after Rosetta. However, he has a client ready for purchase if she wants to sell these properties. Meanwhile, Rosetta and Sofia understood that people were after their shop and that their lives would be difficult. A man named Cordaro wanted to buy that shop at any cost, so he also included the police in his plan. He wanted to build a supermarket after buying the shops and houses of that entire area. One by one, he succeeded in taking over every house. On the one hand, Rosetta was living worried about her family after the death of her husband. One of her friends, Flora, understood what she was going through. After talking about her husband, Rosetta told Sofia that they would have to move forward in life. However, she didn't know that many men were wandering around her like vultures. Meanwhile, Cordaro was going to make her life difficult. Later, he called Rosetta to his office and told her that he used to be Rosetta's husband's good friend. As a friend, he told her many nasty rumors were spreading about Rosetta throughout the village. And people are spreading those rumors because many men come and go to her shop. Rosetta said that she was doing her job for his daughter, and she didn't care about any nonsense rumors at that time. Cordaro called his engineer Madeira, and he started saying that he wanted to give a better future to the children of that village, and he wants to make the town modern. However, they need Rosetta's house and the shop below the house to make the city modern. Cordaro told her that she should sell her house to them, and that she would be given a new house in return. However, Rosetta didn't want to sell her house and shop. Cordaro told her that Rosetta's husband was in debt and did not take the loan for the shop. He had borrowed money from him for things that only Cordaro knew about. He threatened her with her debt so that he could force Rosetta to sell her house, but Rosetta did not listen to him. After returning home, she told the cafe owner, Maduno, and his customers that she would not tolerate their harassment and they should not talk nonsense while standing in front of her shop. However, those people didn't listen to her and kept following her. Later, Cordaro again came to meet Rosetta and told her he could give her and her daughter a job. And still, Rosetta didn't accept his offers. And then Cordaro asks Sofia that she has to convince her mother to sell the shop. Otherwise, that won't be good for both of them. After that, with the help of Maduno, he starts spreading rumors in that village. And because of that rumor, people stopped going to Rosetta's shop, and Maduno began to keep an eye on Rosetta day and night. And Rosetta's problems continued to grow because, for many days, no one came to her shop. The next day, Sofia and Rosetta started going to their old customers who had made suits in the shop, and they all said that they did not want to buy the suits she had made. And Rosetta had to sell some of her jewelry in helplessness. With the help of that jewelry, she could collect the money for food. A few days later, a man named Salvador came to the village with a puppet show, and after seeing his show, Sofia started liking him. Rosetta kept trying to keep Salvatore away from Sofia because people were already spreading rumors about them. While Sofia could not take her eyes off him, Rosetta went to talk to an old woman in the church named Adelina, and she told her that no one was coming to her shop because she was not selling her shop. Adelina decided to talk to the priest to help her, and Rosetta thought her problems might be solved. Meanwhile, Sofia started looking for excuses to meet Salvador, although she did not pay much attention to Sofia. At Adelina's request, the priest sent his friends to Rosetta's shop to buy suits from her. And after those people left her shop, Maduno's friends came to the shop and started misbehaving with Rosetta, and after some time they left. Maduno's had sent them there at the behest of Cordaro so that he could spread the rumors in the village that Rosetta had affairs with many men. However, Cordaro was disappointed after knowing that his plan failed. The next day, Madeira went to Rosetta's shop. At first, he abused Sofia, and then he tried forcing her to get intimate with him. After that, Sofia was very scared. When Rosetta finds out about her, she instantly goes to punish Madeira. Not only Madeira, She also wanted to punish Cordaro as well, but she couldn't do much. Seeing her condition, Salvador couldn't stop himself from talking to her. Meanwhile, Rosetta didn't talk to him. After knowing all about Cordaro, Adelina understood that Cordaro had started to consider herself the most powerful man in the village, and it was important to stop him and his friends before it was too late. Rosetta knew that Cordaro kept the law in his pocket, so no one would help them, although she did not want to give up at any cost. One day, when Adelina went to a party, Sofia met Salvatore again, and that day, Salvador started an affair with Sofia. Meanwhile, Rosetta knew nothing about their affair. However, after a few days, she saw Salvador in her shop. She understood that something was happening between him and Sofia. She didn't pay much attention to them because she already had many problems, and her fear had increased so much that she started having bad dreams. The next day, when she went to the market, she discovered that Salvatore was sleeping alone on a boat. When Rosetta asked him why, he told him that his friend had stolen his car and ran away with all the money and his luggage. Rosetta gave him a place in her house, and Sofia started taking care of him, and they continue their affair. However, while kissing, Cordaro took their picture and started preparing to destroy her character. After that, Meduno's wife gave those pictures to the police. On the other hand, Sofia and Rosetta were teaching him stitching. Salvador had now become a part of that family, and they were all happily doing their work. However, one day, the police came to the shop and said they had to close it because they were running prostitution in their shop. For once, they were all scared. And then, at Adelina's advice, Rosetta told Sofia to marry Salvatore. And the next day, they got married. And after that, the shop was saved after their marriage, while the problems were still not solved, because not even a single new customer was coming to their shop. After some days, somehow, Rosetta got help and she got a big order of workers' uniforms from a factory. Rosetta was pleased about that order because she would get a lot of money. On the other hand, Salvatore discovered that the villagers were spreading the news that his marriage with Sofia was fake because they didn't even have a child. He told Rosetta that the rumors he heard in the Meduno cafe had troubled him. He wanted to have a child, but Sofia could not get pregnant. If he gets a child, then the rumors of his fake marriage will end, and their problems will be over forever. A few days later, Sofia was taken to a doctor, and after a checkup, Salvador told her he was going home for a few days. He wanted to take Sofia with him, but Sofia refused. Later, Rosetta found out that Sofia couldn't become a mother, and after knowing that, it broke Rosetta's heart. And then Adelina told her that sometimes doctors could be wrong. However, trust in God can never be wrong. That's why keep faith in God and never lose hope. Rosetta brought Sofia to Adelina, and then Adelina and Rosetta made a plan. For a few days, Salvatore took Rosetta to his island to meet his teacher, who taught him how to make puppets. Salvatore's teacher gave him his puppets and said he must keep his art alive forever. After listening to his teacher, Rosetta started feeling that she had come to a new world. After a while, she tried to take Salvador home while taking care of Salvador because Salvador had drunk too much. Salvatore was so drunk that he could not keep himself away from Rosetta, and Rosetta could not stop him either, and they got intimate that night. In the morning, Rosetta started preparing to go home with Salvador, and then Salvador saw his friend on the boat. He started beating him in front of everyone while he was apologizing, and Salvador refused to listen to his apology. When he returned home, the situation was again just like before, and the police started searching Rosetta's house. They said they got the news of a stranger living in her house. The police officer told her that Cordaro would get her shop at any cost, so Rosetta must be ready for any problem. Later, when there was no evidence against Rosetta, Madeira started to lose his temper. Cordaro told the police officer that now he had only one way to get the property. He has to burn Rosetta's house. That police officer did not want to help him in that crime, and no one knew what was going on in Rosetta's mind. One day, Rosetta found out that she was pregnant with Salvatore's child, and she let Salvador come close to her at Adelina's advice. She soon told Sofia and Salvatore that she was pregnant. However, after learning about her mother's pregnancy, Sofia started hating Salvatore and her mother. She went away from her house, and when Rosetta returned to her house, an unknown man set fire to that house. Salvador tried to save Rosetta, but no one could save her. and she died in that fire. Later, Rosetta's death completely ruined Curdaro's plan, and the villagers decided to put him and Madeira in prison. When Curdaro and Madeira's reality came out, everything changed in the village. No one was staying away from Rosetta's shop anymore, and the whole town discovered that Sophia was pregnant. However, Sophia's pregnancy was fake as much as Rosetta's fake death. Rosetta faked her death so that she could give birth to her child and give it to Sophia because Sophia couldn't become a mother, and that was the only way to give her child. Rosetta did all that to save her family and her husband's last legacy, that shop. After that, she went far away from the village to live alone. With that, the movie in here. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. See you next time. Take care.